name is Julie Curry, and I am so excited to be doing this today. We are going to focus on apples, and I have set up some recipes for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a cocktail, of course. So I wanted to give a little bit of information about myself. I just recently built this little house. How did I know this was going to happen? My nerves are kicking in. This is my first time, folks. Bear with me. So take a little view around. This is 600 square feet that we have been building for the last year. This is my sweet kitchen. And we've been moving in now for about 3 months, finalizing some decorations. And I've decided that I wanted to share how to have some good, healthy, hearty meals in a small space. My kitchenette is 8 feet from wall to wall, and I have everything I need. And so I want to get started here with a quick garnish. We're going to make a lemon appletini today. And so we're going to cut a couple slices here with this mandolin. And I wanted to show you all this little tip. Apples have a tendency to turn brown. So I have a little bowl of lemon lime soda. And I'm just going to stick those in there. When I make my drink, we'll be ready to garnish and we won't have any brown apples. I'm going to set this aside. So, a little bit backwards here, but only because we have more cooking to do. We're going to start with dinner. I have prepared stuffed eggplant. It's acorn squash. How silly. And a little bit of roasted garlic is going to go in as well. What I did earlier was set the oven to 400 degrees. I drizzled the squash with a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, stuck it in the oven for 40 minutes, and it came out nice and tender. I want to scoop out some of the squash because I want to make a big enough hole in the center because we're going to stuff it with spicy sausage, apples, and celery. I have pre-mixed and cooked the sausage already, and that was just to save time. So while these were roasting was when I did that. Try not to go through the skin like I almost just did. Get out some of that lovely meat. Look how tender that is. Lovely. Set this aside. And then I want to show you how I prep the apple. For dinner, I've decided to use a Granny Smith. Now, I haven't made this recipe before. We have a spicy sausage. We have the sweetness from the onions and celery. And I thought a little bit of tart might be super nice. So, with cutting this apple for this particular meal, I'm going to core this real quick, but I want to do kind of chunky style little triangles. Did you hear apple? Hi, Louis. That's my dog, Louie. He loves apples. And we're going to cut, let me show you here, like wedges for starters. I do find that cutting the flesh side up, I have a lot more knife control than when we have the skin up. The skin's real soft, slippery. You just don't have as much control, in my opinion. What I'm going to do is lay a couple at a time on their side and run my knife through so that there's nice little hearty bites. I don't want to chop too small because I want there to still be some integrity after the apples have cooked. Feel like little boats. So cute. All right, let's crank this puppy up. And we're gonna break up some of the squash in here. We're gonna add in our Granny Smith apple. And I did cook this with a little bit of chicken broth. You could also use vegetable stock. And the scent is amazing. So I didn't season much outside of salt and pepper because I really want that hot Italian sausage to stand front and center. So I'm just going to use a little bit of sage to sprinkle right on top because it's fall and acorn squash is amazing during the holiday season. So a little sage will do it. There is already sage and other spices in the sausage already, so this will just enhance it. Let's get these babies stuffed back in the oven. Wow, look at that. Oh my. For a recipe I've never tried, I'm really excited about this one. All right, there's that. I'm going to garnish this with a little bit of Parmesan cheese, just because I want there to be a little bit of a crust going on. You could certainly use breadcrumbs and or panko would be super good. And these are going to bake for another 15 or so minutes. And here's the roasted garlic that I forgot. This may happen several times, guys. So, but I will use it for something else, trust me. So moving on. We're going to do lunch. I had no idea what to do for lunch with an apple outside of eating it all by itself, and I didn't think that that was good enough for this. So I picked an apple that I've never had before, of course, because this is the video for firsts. So this is a ambrosia apple. They are typically sweet, really crunchy, juicy, all the fun stuff. Some apples have a tendency to have a tartness to them. This doesn't. And I don't know if you guys know, but there are 7,500 different varieties of apples in the world. Only 2,500 are actually grown here in the United States. So if anyone's wondering why they should travel to find apples we don't have here, of course. So I'm going to cut out the core on this one. I'm just using a spoon. Wow, this is really nice. This is going to work out. Because I have kind of a little surprise that we're going to put in here. And it's called tuna salad. Yeah, I went way above and beyond on this one. And you could do a chicken salad if you wanted. I chose to do tuna salad. Yes, Lewis, you can have a bite. Well, that was perfect. I chose to do tuna salad with an albacore tuna. This is going to be a disaster zone when I'm done here. And but I just feel that the albacore tuna has a lot more integrity, a lot more ability to stand up and not get so soupy as the traditional brown tuna. So, but I do want to show you how I want to serve this. So I've already pre-made the tuna salad. It just has a little bit of celery and onion in there. And I just want to jam-pack this just like so. You could put a beautiful slice of sharp cheddar cheese on there. That combination with the apple and tuna is amazing. I've decided, because I have a little cilantro in my window, that I'm gonna garnish this with a little bit of cilantro. Look at that, it's so cute. Let's see here. So the easiest way that I find to cut the cilantro, I try to take off extra large stems, but I just kind of put it in a bunch, roll it up. It doesn't have to be fine. It's just going to sprinkle right on top. Tuck your fingers underneath, run your knife through. You can do this with basil, parsley, anything. Look at that. Beautiful, gorgeous. And that would be lunch. Could you imagine putting a piece of wax paper in between the two halves? You can close it up, put it in a baggie, and then when you're at work, when you're ready for a snack or lunch, pop that puppy open, remove the wax paper, nothing falls out. Good to go. This is my kind of lunch. So now, moving breakfast, porcupine toast. And I think it's really cute, and I was wondering, how in the world am I going to incorporate an apple with breakfast, once again, outside of just eating it whole? So, my favorite apple is the Gala apple. It never fails me. It is not mealy, it's super, super crunchy, and it has a sweetness to it. The skin on it always changes, and I find that the darker the red is, the little more sweet it is. So this one might have a little bit of tartness to it, but for the most part, they are super sweet, and I love it. So for the porcupine toast, which I already have, my toast and peanut butter already, I am going to make little matchsticks. And the easiest way that I have found to do this is I cut a little bit of the cheek off. Make sure your knife is sharp. Working with a dull knife, danger, danger, danger. Make sure your knife is sharp, you have way more control. And then what I do is I make real thin slices. Real thin slices, and I cut until I start seeing the seeds. Then I go to the other side, cut off that little piece. There we go. This looks like it's going to be a good amount. And then I stack it up in one fine little tower, and I run my knife through, and it just makes perfect little sticks. If you ever had anything that you were making that you wanted to do a real fine dice on, you would take these little matchsticks, turn the whole pile halfway, cut your knife through like that, and you've got real fine dice. So it doesn't have to be so overpowering, like if you were doing a coleslaw, which I actually prefer the matchsticks in my coleslaw because I want it to replicate the ripples of the cabbage. But a fine dice of your apple and your slaw like that would be fantastic. So my goal here, we'll see if this works, but I'm going to tilt my toast. I think this is going to be so great for kids. And I'm just going to start stacking little pieces of apple. Woo! If I were a kid, I would want to go to school with this treat in my bag. But I just think that the apple and peanut butter combination, having a little vessel like this as opposed to just dipping it, it really kind of helps absorb the peanut butter when you eat it, if you know what I mean. So there's porcupine toast. Super duper cute. So now, let's check this. Probably still has another 5 minutes or so, which that's kind of good news, because we're going to make the Le Mappeltini. I was originally going to do the Appletini, and I thought, no, everybody does that. I don't want to do that. So I thought the lemon drop and Appletini combo would be like flying colors. Let me move some of this out of our way so that we have space. So I have a little bit of vodka. I have some straight up apple juice concentrate. I did not use regular apple juice because it's already got water in it, and I really wanted to have that intense apple flavor. I made some simple syrup also. Typically it is 50-50 sugar water, but last night I used agave. I probably used about 2 tablespoons worth. It's a super sweet syrup, and I just added water to it, and I actually like it a lot better than the traditional sugar. So we're going to take the tin. Another little piece of history. I was a bartender for over 18 years. These are not the tins I like to work out of, but it was the only one I could find. I'm still unpacking. For real, I can't find my bamboo cutting board. I made an island out of my coffee table and a trunk, and I think that's why I was so nervous, was because I didn't even know if I could cut on this thing and not like kill myself. So it's panned out just perfect though. I couldn't ask for anything more. So I'm going to dig in here, grab some ice. Twins. Speaking of twins, my twin sister is videotaping this for me, and she's been grinning ear to ear this whole time, and it's just so super sweet. So this is a little container of vodka, and I'm going to start off probably, well, I'm going to make 2 martinis because Christy's here. So a couple ounces, I think we'll do it. And I'm just going to shake the concentrate a little bit. And yes, everything I have here is small. Would you look at that? I know, so cute. A couple splashes of the concentrate, and I am going to, I cleared all my cutting boards, didn't I? I'm going to do the juice of 1 lemon. Do the juice of 1 lemon, because after all, this is a lemon drop and an Appletini combination. Boy, that's got a lot of juice. How do I do this to myself? Between this and the hot sausage, I don't know. Oh gosh, good times. There's my little garlic. And I think that's plenty of lemon juice. Perfect. Set that aside. And we're going to add in the simple syrup. I'm going to put the lid on this. I'm going to shake real well. I really want, if there's any pulp that came through, I want that to kind of break up. And I want this to be super, super cold. P.S. folks, this just came to my head. Don't use hard apple cider or anything with fizz in it, because if you shake it, you will wear it. And trust me, I know this. I've done it a few times. Even soda water. No. Now, I'm going to grab my little glasses. I'm going to have the purple one. Christy can have the yellow one. And I'm going to actually slice a little bit of lime. What I want to do is just rim the edge of the glass with a little bit of, oh, Christy, these are the lemon oranges from my sister's husband's sister, lives down in Phoenix, and she gave us limes. And they're orange. And they taste a lot like orange with a lime hue. It's amazing. I don't know what tree this grew off of. Regardless, it's citrus, it's juicy, it's gonna get the job done. So I have a little bit of cinnamon and sugar that I'm gonna put on the martini glass. That's lovely. One more. Get it on there nice and thick. It's delicious. One little final shake, I think, and then we're gonna strain. Yeah, ooh, isn't that pretty? Woo, woo! Good to the last drop. Would you look at that? And then I'm gonna take my little apple stars. I don't know, those little garnishes. They're so pretty. Throw one right in there. I'm gonna take the lemon and I'm just gonna do a little couple zest kind of sprigs. And just throw those right in. I really wanted one long one, but this is a very ripe lemon, so I'm struggling with this, of course. Christy, there's lemon in these martinis. I'm not gonna mess with this anymore. We all get the picture. But isn't that beautiful with the cinnamon and sugar, the little floating apple, little lemon twist if you can get your lemon to cooperate. And now, the piece de resistance. Dinner. Dinner, dinner. Let me write this down. See, this just turned out so perfect. I just can't believe it. So cute. Okay. Here goes nothing. Oh my. Boy, that smells good. With a corn squash, I just want you all to know that, yes, you can eat the skin. There's a lot of health benefits to the skin, although it is, yeah, fingers always work best. Although it's a little bit fibery, it can be a little bit tough if it's not roasted long enough, but it is edible. Today I'm going to opt not to eat the skin because with my luck, the skin will win. I will not be able to cut through it and or chew it and then continue talking to you guys. So, but I can't wait to dig in. I'm going to grab myself a little fork here. Oh my, oh my. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, this is the one I want. I'm going to kind of see if I can grab a little bit of everything. And I kind of want to, there we go. Definitely want some of that sausage. Definitely. Okay. I just kind of thought of this in my head. And it turned out, look at this gorgeous piece of apple right here. And it still has a little bit of bite to it. It's so refreshing. That sausage, always use spicy sausage. How to tell you rules. It's fantastic. I have to say that this is what I'm waiting for. Louis? Are you my little audience today? Come here. All right, everybody. This is my dog. This is Louis. He is a rescue and continues to rescue me. Clearly, he's been watching me this whole time, giving